Hey, this is JJ. Welcome back to the channel. Glad you guys could tune in. I'm going to go ahead and hunt through these quarter rolls. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking this looks like a whole lot of fun. Well, I agree. I have 25 rolls and I'm going to hunt through them. We're going to be looking for all kinds of fun things. Obviously anything pre-65. So 1964 or earlier. Those would be our 90% silvers. We'll be looking for any errors and varieties. And of course, you guys know I like those proofs and of course the bicentennial quarter. So I'll add all of those to the collection. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to open up a few of these rolls with you guys here. And so we can look for some quick silver hits. And then I'll bring you guys back in for the quick highlights. Keep this video nice and short and should have a little bit of fun. All right, so let me push these rolls all the way back here. Get it nice and messy. And then we're gonna open up a few here for you. And of course, if I don't come across anything awesome, I'm gonna have a whole lot of quarters left to do some laundry. So it's a win-win. All right, first one up. Let me zoom on in. See if we can pick off any edges here that look like it's silver. Let's see, anything look like it's silver? Nope, seeing a whole lot of copper. Looks like we got some newer, looks like a newer quarter edge there. Let's take that out real quick. Maya Angelou, so I'll be putting that under the scope later. Look for all the different errors, potentially double earrings and all kinds of fun stuff. All right, so that's one roll open, no silver. Let's open up another one for you. Let's do this one and then one more, and then I'll just hunt through them, bring you guys back in if I find anything really cool. All right, let's see what we have here. Looking for some silver edges. Got a whole lot of nice new rims there, so those will probably be some 2022s. Might even get a 2023 in there. Bessie Coleman, but it looks like a Maya Angelou. All right, that's a 2022. Bring that one on over, and let's open up one more, and then I'll hunt these. Alright, let's take a look here. Looking for some silver. I don't see anything that looks like silver there. Okay. Well, I'm glad you guys could enjoy that with me. Now I'm going to go ahead and hunt these. I'll bring you back when I find anything interesting. Sit tight. Hey everyone, back with a quick recap. Just went through those handful of ones that we opened together. And I'm not sure if I mentioned it or not, but I'll also be looking for W mint marks. Now this is not a W mint mark, this specific one, although this quarter can be a W mint, the Salt River Bay. But I did see this thing and I just wanted to remind everyone, we will be looking for those W mints. This is a D mint, okay? And this is a nice clean quarter. I'm just gonna hold on to this one because that is just sharp. All right, so I'll put that to the side. All right, everyone, back. Just finished out the hunt. And what I wanted to do briefly here is I laid out some quarters that I want to kind of go over. And I wanted to leave this last section as kind of a fun and exciting section for everyone to enjoy and participate in. What I did was with the 2019 and the 2020s that I came across here in the middle, the way that I had my quarters set up, I had the reverse side, so I can't see if they have W mint marks or not. And so for anyone that I came across, 2019 or 2020, I had the reverse, and now I just want to flip them over with you guys. We'll do it together and reveal if I came across any W's. And then after that, we'll go over some of these other quarter piles that I set up to review some errors so that you're aware of them and you can start looking for them in your pocket change. So let's start here with the 2019s and the 2020s. And my glove ripped up a little bit, so excuse me for that. All right, so we have a 2019 American Memorial Park, okay? Beautiful quarter. And now we're just gonna flip it over, see if we have that W. Nope, got a D. That's going into the pile. And Salt River Bay, D. And another one. P. And we have the War in the Pacific 2019. P. So we're looking for that W. American Samoa National Park. Got the bats, P. Another AMP. See if this will focus a little bit. D. And that looks like a D. Let's do American, let's see, San Antonio Mission. P. Looking for a W. Let's do some Salt River Bays. D. D. And that's a D. Let's do another Salt River Bay. And that's a D. All right, let's check out some of these marsh billings. D. And a P. Come on, looking for that W. And that's a D. And that's a P. And that's a D. And that's a D. And that's a P. San Antonio Missions 2019. P. It's back to the American Memorial Park 2019. And that's going to be a D. Another Salt River Bay 2020. That's going to be a D. Let's look at another 2020. That's a D. And that's a D. Hey, if you guys ever come across the blind bat right here, this bat at the bottom there's going to be, it looks like it has no eyes. It's a strike through error. That's worth some money, so make sure you hold on to that. It's called the blind bat error. War in the Pacific. That's a P. Salt River Bay. And that's a D. All right, just a few more. Weir Farm. P. Tallgrass Prairie. And that's a D. Salt River Bay is a D. What do we have here, another Weir Farm. That's a D. And another Weir Farm. That's a D. And final Weir Farm, that's a P. And the final one for 2019, I'm sorry, 2020, Tall Grass Prairie, please. Nope, that's going to be a P. All right. Wanted to have fun with you guys there for a minute. Both do a reveal to see what those were. So no W's this session, but that's okay. Got a good chunk of Bicentennials. Nice chunk of Bicentennial quarters. Dual date right there. All right, probably like 12 of those. Put those all to the right. And then now I stacked up some of these below. So I'll be taking the microscope. I have about 4 stacks. I'll be taking the microscope to these. These are the 2021s. Washington crossing the Delaware, okay? So let me see if we can get this to focus. We'll be looking for that die chip above the hat. That's going to be your crown die chip. So I have a good chunk of those to go through. So make sure you guys look out for that if you see that chip. And now looking at the Wisconsin, small stack of this one. Should be on the D though. Want the D mint. There we go. So there's a D. And we'll be looking for the leaves, high leaf and low leaf. This one looks okay. But you'll be looking right under there for an extra leaf. We got the Delaware. Looking for that spitting horse, that die crack. It's between usually the C and A, but you can also see it between the A and the E, and it will kind of go through. It'll be a nice little die crack. So hold on to that if you see it. I saw a Minnesota one. Doesn't look like there's any extra trees in the background, but basically like that 4th tree over from the left in the middle there. If you look slightly to the right and to the left, if there's an extra tree there, that's going to be an error. That's worth a little bit of money. Looking at the Arizona, there is an extra cactus below because there's the horizontal die crack going through it. There's also a spike going through the second A in Arizona at the top. So if you ever come across that, that's worth a little bit of money. The Alaska quarter with the bear claw, there's like a 6th claw. It's a die chip, so it looks like there's an extra claw. So that kind of requires a microscope, but you'll have an extra opportunity to find an error there. With this Colorado quarter, you're looking for any cuds in that 3 o'clock position. There's like a chip, like a cud. It's like a little blob of an error, but you'll see it around that rim. So you can look for that with the Colorado quarter. What else we have? We have Sally Ride. There's a Ghost Comet error, and there's also like a die clash with George Washington's face imprinted, so that's worth some money. And then of course you're always looking for the drooling George and like that little pimple on his nose. So you got some errors there. Let me fast forward here a little bit. My Angelou, I like to look for that double earring error. There's a bunch of different errors though. But there's some, there are some die cracks over here to the right by her hand, and then through that bird there's some additional errors, but typically I look for that double earring there. This is one of my favorite quarters. This is the Anime Wong quarter. She's got an extra hangnail. She could be crying with a tear, and then there's some die chips around some of the letters in her name, so we look for that. This is one of my favorite ones, the Homestead 2015 Nebraska quarter. Okay, you have some snow on the roof, so look out for that error. And then you have a leaky bucket, and then there's some additional errors off to the right. But those are the 2 primary ones that I look for, the snow on the roof and the leaky bucket below. Now, the District of Columbia with Duke Ellington, the ELL is doubled. There's an error for that, so you have to take a microscope to look on that one. That's pretty rare, but that's an error opportunity for that particular quarter. You have the Kansas Pea Mint quarter. the In God We Rust error. And this one kind of sort of might have it. I don't know. It's pea-mint. The T you can barely see. It's a grease error. So it's In God We Rust. And then on the back you could have the spitting buffalo die crack. And then you can also have the extra hump at the top for the Kansas quarter. And then I also have a nice little collection to the right of the 2021 Tuskegee Airmen quarter. You have the burning building strike through in the back there, so it looks like the building, if it looks like the building is on fire, that's a strike through area. And then you have a die chip above the right goggle. All right, so a couple of things to look out for there. All right, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you appreciate the hunt. Hope you had fun. Hope you learned a little bit. So next time you pick up some quarters in your pocket change, you can try to see if you have some of those errors and come back and let me know. I would love to hear about it. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. And I hope you come back for more videos. Thank you guys so much for watching and enjoy the hunt.